and click on the Footsteps of the Apostles banner.
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local radio and TV broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information on your radio, TV, computer, tablet, and smartphone. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Tell Washington local stations matter by texting radio to 52886. Furnished by NAB and the station. Message and data rates may apply.
Geico presents Kathy, the Candid Real Estate Agent.
In the master bedroom, you'll see there's room for a king-size bed. And take a look at this walk-in closet. Now just imagine all these custom shelves and drawers turned upside down when a thief goes through them to take your entire vintage sneaker collection.
It's hard to know all that comes with buying a home or condo. That's why the Geico Insurance Agency makes getting covered for personal property loss and damage quick and easy. Call Geico today and see how much you could save on condo and homeowners insurance.
You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA, The Spirit.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Wasn't that just great, guys? I mean, I just can't help you enough to understand how important it is that we just reclaim our kids from this wicked world that we live in. And my goodness, so many of us, I can tell you, I know that we probably have a lot of guilt right now for letting our kids dabble on the internet as much as we should, unmonitored, because we shouldn't. We shouldn't. If you would just go through this book, and I'm going to encourage you, put this one in your library. You know, there's some books that I'm just going to really impress upon you over and over and over, and this is one of them. Because she's got an outline of apps and other resources in the back. It's just fabulous. She gives you some tips, she gives you some potential dangers. She gives you the app rating. She gives you the intended purpose. And some of these things are going to just blow your mind. Ask, Blender, Down, Dubsmash, Facebook, of course, is going to be Instagram, Kick Messenger, musical.ly, or Magle, Periscope, yes, on and on, Poof, Snapchat, Tinder. Do you know what the Tinder is? That's one where, and I just heard someone complain about that one today because it's a dating site where you can have prospects for dates or just sexual hookups by swiping right to like and left to not like. And you have to be very careful. But I heard today that they're posting like really provocative pictures on that. They allow that for the men and women to do. Twitter, Vine, Whisper, as we talked about, Yik Yak. She just goes through all of these that you should really, really be cautious about. And even some of the games that they have, the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and other things that she just gives you tips for your kids. Don't just hear this and say, oh, you know what, I think I'm going to pick this up, and then don't. Don't let that be one of those times. Invest in your children in a really big way and protect them sexually. And she's going to teach you how to have those talks and why you should. And it's going to be much easier for you to do that. All right? Much, much easier for you to do that. To have those talks when you understand the reasons behind it. And she does define it for you. There will be no unanswered questions in your mind about, should I or shouldn't I talk about this? If you don't, just remember that someone will. Someone is going to define sexy for your little 5-year-old or your 9-year-old or your 7-year-old. Someone's going to define, masturbation. They're going to define transgender. They're going to define homosexual. They're going to define pornography. They're going to define all of these aspects of sex. They're going to define it for them. And if you don't teach them, they may fall prey to being sexually abused, as Anne Marie did, and or being date raped, as Anne-Marie did. You have to warn your children about what to watch for out there. Tell them never to accept a drink from anyone, and it's a good idea not to even be drinking if they're at a party, because if they turn their head, that's when someone slips the little date rape drug right in their drink. They never know it. And so make sure that they are wise to the world. Okay, wise to the world. But you instill in them these godly values. Remember the Proverbs 12. Start with Proverbs 12. Go back to 10, whatever. But start teaching your kids to memorize those little proverbs and make them a part of their vocabulary, so that when they get in situations where they wonder about sex and other things, all they have to do is depend on God's Word. All they have to do. And again, it's important because it begins in the home. It begins right there with you. And if you don't believe it, let them get out in the world, and you will wish that you had spent more time with them talking about the ways of the world and the ways of God. All right? Just some tips from your Family Life Fix-It Pro. Sensitive subjects, but we have to talk about them, don't we? I pray that it doesn't offend you. If it does, you should be the first one to pick up this book. Anne-Marie Miller. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. And in the meantime, as you well know, I'm in battle for His cause.
The Spirit, 94.7 WFIA FM New Albany, Louisville, is a service of Salem Media Group, online at WFIA.